Hey everyone. So we have Yash here from Zubi. Yash, let's start with your words. Go on. Yeah.
Sure. Firstly, thank you so much, Praveen, for inviting me. Firstly, this session is for let's say, but this but I feel like I get to be honest channel. So thank you so much, Praveen, for getting me on your channel and for organizing a session for the let's say. So I'm quite excited for this session. Actually, we are from so much time we are into the conversation that we are organizing this and this. So that's actually really
Like sometimes I'm not getting the chance or you are
introduction,
not
right?
getting
So
the
my name is
chance.
Yash Sharma, and
Yeah, go on.
so my name is Yash Sharma. I'm a community manager at Zubi. I'm a professional community builder and an email stack evangelist, right? So I love communicating with lot of people and talking about the hackathon, let's say.
Yash,
And
your
we at
internet
Zubi
connection seems to
organizing
be
this
slow.
hackathon, let's say.
Your internet
I think
connection seems to be laggy. Okay, go
it's
on, go
going
on.
fine.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we are organizing, let's say, a 36-hour virtual hackathon, right, on the 19th and the 20th of December. Less than a week left. So if you haven't registered for the hackathon, you can register at letscheck.zubi.io. Right, you can get all the details, everything related to the hackathon, prize money, and a lot of other things. Right, so we are having hiring opportunities for you guys from big companies like Wazirex and others too. Also we are having several other things for you like swag. We have swags, we have funding opportunities for your projects. So there are a lot of things to do. It's not just another hackathon happening in 2020. It's coming up with its own perks, right? So you just have to go register, participate, build something innovative or something silly, which we love, and we will come back to you with a lot of prizes, right? So that's bit about the let's say. Right. So
I've
Praveen,
also
over to
added
you.
the
Thank you so much for inviting me once
Thank
again.
you. I've also added the link to Let's Hack on the YouTube chat. So go ahead, sign up, and awesome. Thanks, Yash, for getting starting something like an awesome thing. So cool. So let's look into what we are going to do today. It's going to be energetic workshop because the reason why I said is a lot of people right now looking for automating a lot of things using React.js and other platforms, right? So if there is a way to automate something that I generally do, so for example, uh, for the past couple of months, I've been interviewing candidates on React, Node, and other similar technologies. And with that being said, I don't have a so even now I keep a paper and pen to write all those feedback, and then I give it to the recruiters and HR at the end. So I don't think that's a good way of like giving it. So I thought, okay, I should be doing something. So let me do something. Why don't I create a React application which actually allows me to choose which questions to ask. So there are multiple candidates coming to me for whether it is React, whether it is Node. Some people are full stack, so I need to take React and Node. Some people are junior level, so I need to take the React basics and Node basics. Some people are purely front end, so I need to take React basics as well as the React level 2 kind of a thing. So I was like thinking, what would be the best way I can curate all the questions, and if there is a way that I can tell this whole see, I really want to concentrate on the interview. I don't want to keep writing the notes or anything. So I know this is something like the telephone operator thing, right? So you have a list of items in your front of your monitor, and based on that, yes, so okay, so did you open the start menu, did you click on this one, did you click on that one, like looking at it and reading it. So at the same time, I will be able to assess the way the people are answering, the candidates are answering, and after their answers I can rate them. Okay, this question they have given like I'll give a rate of 3 out of 5, and then this question they have answered excellently, so I'll give 5 out of 5. So that's the only thing I want to do. That's the only thing I'm doing actually. So once I do all these things, at the end what I want to do is I want to see a way where I can sorry see a way where I can actually look into just copy the whole thing and send it off to the recruiters as an email. That's all I want to do. So I want basically I'm a lazy person. Everyone knows that, right? So for people who have seen me, who have spoken to me, they know that I'm extremely a lazy person, a lazy developer. Well, we can actually say it in a polite way, saying like I'm a smart developer, like that. So that being said, this is what is me. And oh, by the way, for hello to all the newcomers for this channel, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome contents.
Subscribe
And also,
button.
yeah, and also like share this and bring all your friends so that they will also learn something new. So here today we are going to look into React.js and slightly about Node.js. So Node.js is not much there. So just we will just do React.js alone, and we will be concentrating on creating an application in the right way. So this is what we are going to do. And after this, you'll be learning a lot. Okay, so this is completely aimed for beginners who want to learn React, and who want to enhance what all things that can be done using React and stuff like that. So that's one thing. And just a quick apology, I'm not feeling well. So in case if my enthusiasm drops, please don't shout at me for that. I'm trying my level best to keep up the Josh, and let's go on. So um, let me try sharing the screen.
Thank you so much, Praveen, for you are not feeling well, but still you are taking a session. That's great.
I mean,
Firstly,
sometimes
that's
happens, right?
really great.
I mean, this is the work. So this is something which I'm passionate about. I hope everyone is able to see my screen. Can you all able to see my screen and hear me well? Please give a quick confirmation for me. Okay, the first thing which I'm going to do is I'll just check the YouTube comments as well. Yeah, okay. Right. So the first thing that we are going to do is like let me give a quick introduction about myself. Okay. So I say that I'm a full stack JavaScript developer. So what is a full stack developer without a website? So Praveen.science is my website. I have also given my LinkedIn profile. So go ahead, connect with me. And okay, so this is me. Hi, I'm Praveen Kumar. I have all the different hats that I write, front end enthusiast. And I keep telling everyone, please create a portfolio of yourself like this, so that based on this portfolio, I keep getting a lot of job opportunities. So do that as well. So there is a small quick introduction, a small profile, what I have been doing so far. That's not updated, by the way. What is my education, where I studied, all the made up numbers, then things that I did not do. I did actually. And then here is where I scribble things and what people talk behind my back. And if you want to talk behind my back, say hi to me. So very simple. Try to do something like this. And coming to my development environment, if you go to Google and type in Praveen Dev Environment, the first link that you see is my personal development environment, my adventures. Please go here and look at what exactly I've got in case if you want to set up everything. So since we are using a React.js application, since we are going to build a React.js application, what I'm going to do is I'll be using Google Chrome for this. So this is Google Chrome, and I'm using a Mac machine. So I have set up in a few things in such a way that it is going to be like working along with Mac. And there are a couple of what do you call this? Chrome extensions. Then Zoom is for communication. Git, always I used to try to do a time travel. So please make sure you have a Git or some kind of a version control system installed, so that it will be helpful in case if you want to go back in time to correct any code. We have iTerm2, omi.sh. So iTerm2 is Mac OS specific. omi.sh is Linux machine specific. So this is a really nice terminal extension. So try it out if you are not using Windows. Sublime Text, I was using Sublime Text 2 long back, and now I have completely switched on to Visual Studio Code. And with Visual Studio Code, we are going to use Visual Studio Code now. It has excellent support with React and other things. And this one has a lot of, like prettier and ESLint. They make sure that your code looks really good. And this is something which I want you all to do, so that again you can be lazy. So that's about it. And so let's, without further delay, let's go ahead and create a new repository. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to the github.com. And please feel free to ask your questions as well, so that I'll be able to answer everything. So I'm going to create something like React. So I can't use capital letters, so I'm going to use React hyphen interviews. Let's say Zubi or something like that, or like let's use React hyphen interviews YouTube. So I'm just going to put a React JS interview helper as a part of Praveen's YouTube live stream. Okay, so it's going to be a public repository. I'm not using any of these initialization files, and I'm just going to click on the create repository. So any questions at all so far? Just give me a second. Let me quickly look into the YouTube chats. Okay, cool. Thanks, no questions. And okay, so now let's go ahead and start working on these things. Now I have created my repository, right? So always what I generally do is, let me first send this link to YouTube. So GitHub, and let's go back. So now what I want to do is I need to create a new window here in the VS Code. VS Code looks like this. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so here if you see, these are these 4 boxes. This is the extensions box. So if you see here, I have only 8 extensions. I would like to keep everything simple. So this is a theme. Forget about it. ES7, React, Redux, GraphQL, etc. This is a snippet kind of a thing. So what it does is, for example, if I try to do React class component, boom, see, a React class component is made. So it is that good. This one is the React Redux extension. Prettier along with ESLint is mainly for creating awesome JavaScript files. So for example, in case if I'm doing something like this, let's say function A equal to B C plus D, or else like S equal to C plus D, return S. Something like this I'm doing without all the correct format and other things. I just paste it here. Seems like there is a error. Sorry. So I'm just going to do const A equal to, like this I'm putting. The moment I paste it, it's going to correct everything for me. So it was like this. Now it has become like this. So it was like this. And the moment I pasted it, it has become like this. So this is a work of Prettier along with ESLint, which is really good in terms of making your code readable and workable. Great. So the first thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to clone my repository in here. Okay. So there is an option to clone from GitHub, but I'm not going to use that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this part, paste it over here. I copy my username, put it in front of github.com and put an @ symbol, and then copy the whole thing, paste it here. It says clone from URL. I'm going to use this option. Okay. So this will ask me where I should be saving this one. So I'll just go to downloads, works, and then I'll select the repository location here. So it's automatically cloned my empty repository, and I'm just clicking on open. Right. So we are here. And once we are here, the reason why I always use VS Code or always suggest VS Code is you have literally integrated terminal, integrated file browser, like everything is integrated inside this. And with respect to OMI.sh, if you look at this one, it says master here. So this master thing, this one is coming from the OMI.sh, and these things are all OMI.sh thing. So it looks really nice. So if I create a new file, say hello.txt, so it immediately identifies that the current folder is not good. So if I try to do a git status or something like that, I can see that it is the working directory is not clean. So that's something which I'll say. So that in that way, this is really good. So without further delay, what we will do is we will try to create a React application. For creating a React application, the command is npx npx is node package executor. Npx create react app, and you need to give the folder name. Here our folder name is, there is no folder here because we want everything inside this folder. So I will be using dot as the folder name. Okay, so let's do that. So do you see this? Npx create react app dot. So the moment I press the enter, it's going to fetch all these things. You would be requiring internet connection for this. So make sure you have a internet connection with you. Boom. This might take some time. So until then, I'll look into any questions that I can answer. Yes, Deepesh, I'll go a bit slow now. I'm sorry if I have been very fast.
I'm just taking a look at the YouTube comments.
Yeah, one person is saying like Deepesh is saying that I'm going very fast, so I said I'll go a bit slow. Fine, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's wait. Based on the internet connection, this will take time, and also it is also dependent on your computer's performance as well. Let me quickly check my internet connection speed. I hope it is decent enough because I'm also streaming here. So there will be some, okay, I shouldn't be doing this one if I'm streaming this one. So, right. So I do have a downlink speed of 100 Mbps, but at the same time, I've got an uplink speed of very less. It's just 10 Mbps, I guess. So let's wait. Right. So now this is the message you should be looking for. Success. Created a React interviews YouTube at users, downloads, blah, blah, blah. Inside that directory, like you're here. So what you can do is you can do npm start. It starts the development server. Npm run build. It bundles the application, like it converts all the React application, the JSX, into normal HTML and CSS, which you can host it anywhere. You don't need a Node.js environment to host. Npm test. Who cares about test? Leave it. Npm run eject. Don't ever think about it. It is like killing yourself. So the first thing we need to do is, before anything, I'm going to commit the whole thing. Whatever I have done so far, I'm going to save it and push it to the GitHub repository. So how many of you would like me to use the GUI? How many of you would like me to use the command line interface for Git? Please tell me. Based on that, I will use it.
Let us know in the comment section. We are checking it out.
Yeah. Bro, there is a 10-second lag between the video and the comment section. So
yeah, we got one CLI.
Okay, only
CLI,
one comment.
CLI. 3 votes for CLI.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Three votes for CLI. And one comment for you. You are lazy. At the same time, you are very fast.
All right, I'll try to be a bit slow. Okay, so CLI it is. So what I'm going to do now is, okay, if CLI, there is a lot of shortcuts I will be using. So let me show you what are all the shortcuts that I have been using. So this is the Git shortcuts that I've been working with. So literally for adding and updating and setting the status, I use Git A. So adding and committing and writing the message, I use ACM. So I'm just going to send this link in the thing as well. Git. So here's the Git shortcuts. And this is my personal development environment as well. Okay, so as I told you this one, I want to add everything, commit and write a message. So here I do git ACM, created a React app using CRA. CRA is create React app. Boom, that's done. And do a git push. Within few seconds, I can see in this, I can, boom, I got everything here as well. So this is good, right? Now the next thing that we are going to do is, let's create I don't want to do any kind of like reordering, but let me be very, very, very quick. So I don't want this thing to be a huge mess. So let me open Reveal in Finder. Okay, so what I generally do is I try to have everything like components, assets. Assets means static assets, styles, CSS files, services, tests, and finally I would have something called constants. So constants is where we will be using a few things. So CSS file, it says it is going to go to style, but since we are not going to use the CSS file, I'm going to get rid of it. Index.css is also I don't want. The moment I do all these things, okay, I haven't done the npm start yet. So let me first do that after that. So I don't need this logo. Okay, before doing all these things, let's see how this actually works. I do an npm start and I go to my browser. It automatically opens the browser on port 3000. It is actually starting the development server, compile successfully. This is what we get. Okay, so the moment I go to my VS Code and open this app.css, sorry, app.js, and try to change this learn React into hello YouTube and save it, immediately it gets changed. I don't need to press refresh at all. So this is actually good, right? So this makes your development environment very easy as well. So that is one real good thing about this hot reload. It's called HMR, hot module replacement. If you inspect it here, you'll be able to see in the console says HMR, waiting for update signal from WDS. Okay, what is this HMR and WDS? HMR is hot module replacement. WDS is Webpack Dev Server. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use this double screen view because this is not needed. We will be using nicely, like we will do Alt Tab and we'll do this. Okay, so before that, I don't need all these things. Okay, this is all created by, sorry, just give me a second. I'll just disable this. So this is all created by, what should I say? The basic link, basic CRA. So I don't need all these things. So I'm going to delete everything and I do a simple class component saying like app extends this one. So hello YouTube and save it. If I refresh this page, I've got hello YouTube here, which is cool. Okay, so now I have done this, so I don't need this app.css and index.js CSS. So I'm going to delete all these things. So the moment I delete this, you can clearly see what is going to happen now. So I'm here. I delete the app.css, it won't happen anything. Logo.svg I don't want, nothing will happen. The moment I remove the index.css, which is used by app.js, boom, it says failed to compile. The reason is it is very fast. Not exactly fast. I was saying like it will be instantaneously doing things. So here also you will find failed to compile because that file is being used. You need to fix it. That's it. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's quickly go here. The test file needs to be in this one. App file needs to be in this one. Again, the moment I move it, it's going to shout at me. So I go to the index.js. I get rid of the index.css. I'll say why I am removing the CSS file because we will be using SCSS. So app needs to come from components. So let's put components app and save it. Now it says it's compiled successfully. So it's going to show hello YouTube. But there is another problem. The moment I do an npm test, it's going to fail because it doesn't know that there is this file here. So I go back to my tests folder and this needs to be /components/app, and we don't have learn React here. We have got hello YouTube. So we'll just copy this one. And then we will just put hello YouTube and save it. Yes, it is passed. So once we got the test passed, once we got the whole thing compiled, everything is good. We'll just close this one and we will create a checkpoint now. Okay, so rearranged the files. So here it always says something called as ESLint catchy. So we can easily get rid of this. So do not add that to the GitHub thing. Okay. So once we do this, okay, that is a GUI version of way of doing things. And now if you do git status, it says your branch is ahead of margin master by one commit. So I'll just push it off. Okay. Now, how many of you know Bootstrap? We'll be using Bootstrap for this. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just go to the public folder. This is where all your main files are located. And here I'm going to go to bootstrapcdn.com. Okay. Looks like Bootstrap CDN is not working because they have actually changed a lot. A new version of Bootstrap is happening. So I'm just going to take the cached version of it. Okay. This is 4.5.2, so we will just use the 4.5.2. I hope this one works actually. Yes, it does work. Generally, these are backward compatible. So let's use a link tag and then save it. The moment I save it, it's going to make it this way. And we will also add a font file as well from fonts.google.com. I'm going to quickly use, oh wow, this font is really nice, Langar. I'm going to quickly use Open Sans. So I'll take the regular and I'll take the semi-bold. And then I'll use this link. Actually, I'll use the URL alone. And then I'll go back to our link and add this. So always I would like to have the font files in the first. So let's put it here. Okay, cool. Now we need the CSS files. Okay, right now what we have done so far is we can clearly see that this is going to work because this is using the Bootstrap's stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the style sheet. But before adding the style sheet, I want to use Sass. Why Sass? Okay, let me show you why Sass. So let's say I have got a kind of like a page, very small, no? I've got this page, and this page has a header. And there is a H1. There's a A tag. There is a nav tag. A tag will have logo. And then there's a nav tag, which has ULLI. So that has a UL. That has LI. That has A. This is repeated 4 times. So if I want to write the CSS for this, it is going to be very tedious for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a certain methodology to make the CSS look great. So what it is it is called Sass. I'm just going to clear everything. Okay, there is another way I will also tell you how I can write a faster HTML code. So if I use a HTML as the language, you can see what is the time now. It's exactly 0, right? So if I start with this is a doc type, which is done. Then I have a header. I have a H1. Inside the H1, I have got A. I've got a logo. With that, there is a nav, UL, list item, 4 list items, and everything has a link. So I'm going to put link 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't take more than 20 seconds for me. So this is one best way to use this. It is called as emmet. So try checking it out. It's called emmet.io. It is there in Visual Studio Code by default. Sublime Text, you need to add a plugin to it. So if this is the current HTML file, and if I need to add kind of like a CSS for this, it is going to be really tedious for me. So let's see something called as Sass Meister. So what is Sass? What does it do? I'll show you in demo itself, directly in demo. Okay. So let's say we have got something like this. This is the HTML we have got. Okay. So for this, if I need to write the CSS, it's going to be really hectic. Okay. So, but what I need to do is I need to have a header. Inside the header, I've got a H1. Inside the H1, I've got a and inside next to H1, I've got nav. Next to nav, inside nav, I've got a UL. Inside the UL, I've got LI. Inside the LI, I've got a. Okay, this is the current structure. So what exactly is happening here? Let me tell you. So if I use all these things with a comment, look at this. It actually generated me all the HTML, all the CSS for me. Like I don't need to keep writing header, nav, UL, LI. Then again, if I need something like that, I don't need to do anything. So not only this, there is also another big thing which I can do. Let's say there is one A here. There is one link here and there is another link here, but I want to use some common links. So what will we do if there is anything that is going to be repeated in JavaScript or any scripting language? We'll be using functions, right? So the same thing, it's called mixins here. So mixin, let's say link, and then we will do something like text decoration, none. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is instead of these two things, I'm going to do at include link. So look at this, text decoration none has come to these two places. And if I need to add a hover functionality, all I need to do is use a hover color red, something like this. Immediately, I get to see the color red being copied in two places. So this is really a good way of writing CSS, and this is one of the CSS preprocessors called Sass. Okay, so this is one more awesome thing that we can learn. And let me close this. Come to the comments. Okay, there are not much new comments. Okay, let's go ahead and start installing the Sass. So generally, SCSS is not supported in any of the browsers. So we need to install a separate module to convert the SCSS file to CSS file. So what we will be doing here is we will be using node Sass. So we are going to install this one. I guess I just installed it. Right. Okay, great. So all I need to do is I need to add these two things and say installed SCSS support. Now here I have added the Bootstrap CSS, and also I would like to change the heading of the title in the tab. So I'm going to say React Interview Helper, and then we'll added Bootstrap. Let me push the code. Now, the next thing which I'm going to do is let's try to create a constant where I will have different types of questions. So I'm adding a new file called questions.json. It's going to be a JSON file. So JSON files are easy, but in better words, I will just use it as a JS file so that it is easy for me to edit it. So I'm going to do an export default, an object where I'm going to do React JS level 1, and this will have some questions. Then I'll have these things. Okay, React JS level 2. These two things will be Node.js, and this will be level 1 and level 2. All right. So now each and everything will have a list of questions. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with the same thing. React.js question for level 1, level 2, something like this. So this one would be the question number 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So I'm just going to copy these things. Question 1, question 2, question 3. The same way 2, 3, 2, 3. So we've got something like this. We got a couple of a certain structure where we will be able to use this. Okay. So now we need to import this. So what we have done so far is created the question bank. I'm not gonna write the real questions because obviously for obvious reasons, I'm actually taking these interviews and I don't want this to be influence the candidates. So I'm just gonna keep it as dummy names, dummy questions. So all these things will have A, B, 1 to 5, 0 to 5 as the um, area. Like what do you call this? 0 to 5 as the complexity. So that's what we are going to do. So before that, let's create a style. So inside the styles, I'm going to do a new file called index.scss. And in the index.js file, I'm going to import the index.scss file. So the moment I import it, I do like body. Okay, so Node.js has some issues, which I guess I should have already seen this one. So this is a issue here. So what I need to do is I need to use a Node.js, which is a smaller version. So I need to do npm uninstall Node.js. Uninstallation should be pretty easy. And I need to do npm install Node.js at the version number. So let's see if this works. So anything that is big, any latest version of 4, that is what I need. So let's see. Okay, so this worked. Hopefully it works. So I'm gonna do the npm start. Yep, it worked. So it also showed me in Open Sans as the font. Okay, so now the first thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to update these two things. So here I would be saying like, what should I actually say here? Downgraded Node.js to lower version. Then index.js and index.scss created. Basic SCSS file. Okay, so we have got this one. So what I can do is I can add this to git ignore. Remove added ESLint config to git ignore. I don't know why that actually came up. So let's do this. We can also see why this is coming up really. People are saying like put it in git ignore file. Okay, maybe in the latest version of React, it might be working. All right, so great. So we have, for now, we have removed it. So now the next thing is we need to read from the JSON file and then display it here. So first thing, how are we going to read it from the JSON file? Now let's go to our app.js, and instead of our hello world, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put .app, and inside that I want a container. Okay, let's create a small component. Hello. Oops. Let's create a small component here, which is the header component. So I'm going to create a new file, which is called header.js. Oh, by the way, I've got this nice repository which contains all the Bootstrap components. So I'm just going to use that. Again, being lazy. So Bootstrap React helpers. I'll just send this link in the WhatsApp. Sorry, not WhatsApp, YouTube live chat. Okay, this one, all I need to do is go for the header. How many of you want a dark header? How many of you want a light header? Please, let's start the poll. Nothing so far. So to include the head, yeah, sorry,
dark.
You vote for dark, right? Okay. So if I do
We
a
got
header,
two. Yeah.
Okay. So the moment we do like header, it is supposed to actually show us, but for some reason it is not showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do import header from header. Let's do a header. And if I say hello and go back to this, it says hello in the light header. So React interview help. Okay. Now, if I want this to be a dark header, I'm just going to use dark true. The reason is inside the header, what I have got is I've got like if this is not dark, then add a dark. So it's going to do a navbar dark and BG dark. So that's the reason. So I've got this one nicely. Now, the next thing is I need to give a class name and I'll use header. Now the good part comes here. So however I have got this components, the same way I'll be having the styles as well. So I'll add app.css and I'll have one header.css. So inside the app.css, what I'm going to do is, so inside the index.css, first thing, I'll be importing app. And then inside the app.css .app, and the first thing is header. So import header. Now inside the header, here's where the main thing, dot header. I need margin bottom of 15 pixels. So the moment I do this, if I inspect this one, I would be getting the 15 pixels margin from body app header. So this one will actually create the structure for us, which is good. Let's go back to our application. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to create a page where a component that actually does the, what do you call this? Actually, we don't need a class component for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a small, in a simple functional component. So before that, let me first see what all changes that we have done. So we have implemented the header. So app.js, we have imported header, implemented a dark header. Okay, there is a issue with if I'm not saving this one. Add everything, implemented a dark header. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm converting this class component into functional component. So I'll just take this thing, which is the main stuff of the class component, and I'm just going to do RAFCE, which is going to do a functional component thing. Okay, something really bad happened. Okay, so now if I do something like this, I keep getting this one. Okay, now instead of this one, I need this, and I want this to be up. Okay, now if I save this, it's going to show me the same thing, which is perfect. Now the next thing is I've got this one. So I need the question page. Okay. So for that, I'm going to create a new component called questions.js. Okay, so here, this is again is going to be a functional component. And here, what I want to do is, Let's put a container or maybe container fluid, and let's have a row. Let's have call 12, and then dot questions we will put. Let's add questions here. So it automatically shows me src slash component slash question. It is on the left side. It says auto import from questions. So the moment I press enter, it is going to import the questions from questions, and then it is also going to fill this up with me. So I save this one. I don't see anything. I've got a hi here. Supposed to show, yeah. So hi is here. So now here, what I want is the first thing is I want to import all the questions from the constants that we did, or we can do like question bank. So let's use a pre-tag. So this one can have what we can see what is there inside the question bank. So JSON.stringify is a function which converts a JSON or an object into a normal JSON. So question bank, and let's use null to. Null is for the replacer. We don't want to replace anything. And this one, the 2 is mainly how many spaces you want to keep it. So we have got everything that we have written in the other file to come inside this one. So this is done. The next thing is we want to map through these one, and we want to do something. Okay, so we have got the question bank anyway. Now I need to find out these levels. Okay, so question bank, instead of question bank, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use object.keys and save it. So I've got all these levels. So this is what is something which I mainly want. So I'll copy this one. I'll do like const levels. Okay, so we have got these levels. Now I don't want the levels to be like this. Each level needs to be in a better way. So I'm going to use a map function to map it, like replace this underscore with a space. So l.replace, in simple terms, I want to find the underscore and replace it with space. That's it. Okay, now if I try to do levels here and save it. Okay, so this needs to be interesting. Object.keys question bank. Oh, I should not use the object.keys here. Obviously, it's a array, right? Okay, so I've got this React.js level 1, React.js level 2, Node.js level 1, and Node.js level 2. Perfect. So now the next thing which I'm going to do is I need the level keys as well. So I'll just copy this whole thing. Level keys. It's just going to be the simple thing. And this is going to be, I can replace this with level keys. Any questions so far? So now I've got levels and level keys. The reason why I have got both is levels will be understood by the humans. Level keys will be understood by the computer. That is the main reason. So I can also do one more thing. So I can put a couple of replaces. JS with space JS. Then replace level with level space. So if I do this one, you can see that it is going to do like something like this. This one will be like React.js level 1, React.js level 2. So what if I give a space JS and give something like this? So it's going to do something like this for me. Okay, so this is really helpful in terms of creating a key and value pair from whatever we have got it in the constant. Okay, so now the next thing that I am going to do is I need to have the content here. Okay, so I want everything to be a checkbox, like kind of a checkbox here. So I need something to store the keys. Okay. So before that, let's try to look into what we have done so far. So we have created a questions component and we have added the questions component. Created, added questions component to the app. Now here, the first thing which I wanted to do is I want to make a small checkbox kind of a thing. So if you go to, let's say, getbootstrap.com, and I want to go for the previous version. So documentation, it's going to say latest one, but I'll go with the 4.5. And here, if we go for the checkbox, which will be in the form controls, we need to put it into form and form group. That is what is required. So what I will do here is, okay, before that, I'll create a panel. So panel is no more available. So let's do a card. And we are using cards, right? So I do have the cards also here. So this is the card component. So I'm just going to copy this whole card component. Let's create the card component as well. Let me quickly check if there are any questions. Okay. Normal components are like, okay, so answering the questions here. Akash Sharma asks this question. What is the difference between normal components and higher order components? Higher order components are components that take in another component as a parameter, one of the props, and then return a completely new component with the same component being having some changes. The best example I can give you is think about translations. So if you have a translated component, like you have everything in the normal stuff, and then what exactly I'm trying to say. So if you have the untranslated version of the component and you have something like you are watching this, looking at this website and say Tamil or Hindi or another language other than English, you are passing that property to the higher order component along with the real component. So what this higher order component will do is inside the real component is going to replace all the text from English to Tamil or Hindi, whichever language that you are choosing. So this is exactly what a higher order component is. Okay, let me know, Akash, if you have any more questions, if it is clear or something like that. Right, so let's go on with the next one. So we need to have these 4 things here. So let's create a card component here. Obviously, I need to import the card component. Choose the, we can give something like choose the options, like options, and then we can have this pre put inside that. Let's see how this comes. Okay, so we have got something like this particular box which says choose the options. Now here we need to use these things, right? So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a couple of files, like what do you say? So we have level keys and levels, right? Okay. Now keys.map. So inside the map, I'm just going to create a couple of form elements. So how do I create that? I'll just go to the form controls. I need a stacked checkbox, something like this. So form check inline. That is what I need to use the class like. So name, key. Okay, I should not be using name. So val, key. I'll just add these things. Now here, I also need to put a key because React needs the key to be there. Now I got this form check input as input type checkbox. Okay, I guess I need to use input colon checkbox. So this will have name and ID, but anyway, we don't need that. We'll just use the name alone here. And this name is going to be, so we are using the level keys, right? So key is there. So levels of key. And then we'll give a space or something. And then we'll put val. Actually, we need to give a value as well. So value is going to be this one. I don't know whether this is going to work, but let me see. So we've got this way. So we are actually doing the level keys dot map. Okay, we need to do levels of map. Okay, we have just done the wrong way. So we have got this React.js level 1, all these things. Now these two things need to be inside a label. So let me put this as a label tag. Okay, so now if I check this one or uncheck this one, I'm able to check and uncheck this. So now the first thing which I'm going to do is this obviously will have a value, and this has a name which I'll just put selected. Or we don't need anything, like we don't even need the name here. So now on change, I need to do something. So let's create a change handler, const handle change e. Okay, so this is going to be handle change. Now in this one, we need to see what are all the things that are changed. So if I try to do console.log e.target.value, I would be able to get this value in the console whenever I click on this one. Oh, assign object to a value. Okay, that's fine. So if I tick on this, it says React.js underscore level 1, which is the key of that one. And if I click on this one, it is going to say Node.js underscore level 1. Okay, so this way, what I need to do is I need to add or remove the stuff. So this is going to be a bit tricky because I need to toggle these things inside it. So the first thing is what I need to have here is I need to create a state here. So before that, what I have done so far is I have created a form tag, form to show the questions keys. Now let me quickly have a look at the questions. It is not a good hi Suryansh. It is not a good idea to use the indices as the keys because that is not recommended. But being lazy again, I guess I'll just go with them. Okay, with that thing, let's create a state. This is state hook, which is use state. And then here I'm going to do use state. And then I'm going to use selected val. And the initial state is going to be an empty array. Okay. So now, once this particular value is there inside this, I need to remove it. If this is not there inside it, I need to show it. Okay. That is what I need to do. So let's create another pre tag here. Pre dot empty2 dot border dot rounded dot p1 stringify, and let's use selected val. Okay, so right now it is nothing is there. Okay, so all I need to do is when I click on this one, it needs to show me this one, and there should be no duplicates as well. Now we know that this constant e.target.value is going to be the selected value. Okay, so we'll take this one. Const value, instead of using that way, value equal to e.target. Now, if selected val dot index of value is greater than -1, which means this is present. So you need to remove this. So set selected val of, there should be a splice option, I guess. So what does splice do? So delete count as 1. Okay, let's see this way. So we have cell equal to 1, 2, 3. Or let's make it as, oops, sorry. One, 2, 3. Now, if I do cell.splice and give the start number as cell.index of, say, 2, comma, delete count as 1, press enter. This is going to return me the deleted items only, and cell is what is being changed. So instead of that, what I want to do is I need to use the slice. Now, so what is slice then? Okay, this is what I want. So this needs the shallow copy. So if I do slice of 2, it is going to do this way. So if I do 1, 5, okay. If I just need to remove a particular thing, so what am I supposed to do? I guess splice is the right thing, but unfortunately I need to use another array, which is fine. Okay. So what I will do is let cell equal to ... selected val, and then cell.splice cell.index of value, comma 1, and I want to set this cell as cell, selected value of cell. Okay, so let's see. In case if not, I want to add it in the end. So it's going to be the same thing, comma value. So this is the concept that I'm going to use here, but let's see if this actually works. So if I do, I just need to remove this one. If I press tick, it's going to show me this one, remove it. So this is going to have everything perfectly here. But right now, if you see this is not actually as correct as possible because we are not using it as a controlled component. So we need to check whether this checked should be based on whether this selected val has it. Okay, so selected val dot index of the particular input. So the values is here, value greater than -1. So that should be the thing. So if I tick it and yeah, so now it works. So this is what we have done so far. So we have successfully completed adding these things. So added the, sorry, got the checked values in selected val. Now finally, based on the checked values, we need to construct the elements, construct the questions. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we have got the selected val. So now I'm going to return an array which is supposed to have everything in the selected val. So I'll be using a reduce function here. So what this reduce function does is it is going to take up a reducer. So let's say there is two values, accumulator and current value. So what I'm going to return is, first thing I would have an empty accumulator. So the first thing is I'll go through each and every stuff. So the first selected value is going to be the cur, right? So I want to have everything inside the accumulator along with question bank. So dot 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 will do a shallow copy again. So question bank of cur. I hope this works. I don't know whether this will really work, but let's see. Okay, so if I want to return this, I need to use this way. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, boom. So right now, if you see this, it shows me React.js question for level 2, level something like this. So technically, it is supposed to be an array. So let's make it as an array. So there you go. So we've got, the moment I select this one, all the level 1 questions are shown, level 2 questions, level 1 questions. So there we go. We have got all the questions now selected. So bring in all the questions based on selected val. So that's been done. Did you have any questions now? Okay, looks like no questions. Interestingly, we lost Yash. So let me try to do something on this. I don't know when we actually missed him. So right. Okay, with that being said, the next thing that we will be doing here is, okay, I'm not sure what would be the next thing that we will be doing here. So we've got these things. Now, based on this one, we need to do 0 to 5, right? So we have got all the questions here. So this is the questions. That is the concept. So here we can give const all questions. This one. Now every question needs something, right? So once we select all these things, then we have to get these questions in a separate place. So let's create another card here. And this question needs to be this card needs to be visible only when the checkbox is created. So selected val dot length is greater than 0. Then let's do the card. All right. So the next thing that we are going to do here is so the card, we will add another card here with a title, or is it a header, right? Questions. And then inside that, if I put like questions, all questions dot map. So let's do like a Q key. Let's give a pre tag, and then let's give Q, and let's give key. There you go. So that worked. So if I select anything, it's going to show me all these questions here. But we don't want the questions to be displayed like this. Each question needs to have a couple of things. So let's create a complete question component. So it's not a questions component. It's going to be question component. It's going to be a functional component again. So this question component, what should happen is question key equal to Q. Okay, so now we are getting the Q from here. If I put Q here, I'll be able to see like nothing. Why? Okay, it's QUE. So if I check on this one, it's going to show me all these questions. Now I don't want these questions to just look like this very bland. So each question should be having that 5 options for me. So that is exactly what I want, what I was looking for. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Let me think of what would be the best way to do. Before that, any questions? Okay, Yash will be joining us soon. Right. So now each and every question should have a rating of 0 to 5, right? So there is this simple thing that we can do. Array from object dot keys array of 5. Oh, interesting. So I used to use something like array from object dot keys array of 5. For some reason it is not working. Just give me a second. Okay, this is an easy way of doing things. Okay, it should be dot keys, not object dot keys. So array from array of 5 dot keys. Okay, that didn't work actually. Stack Overflow, why are you stopping me? Okay, let's do this way. If I do array of keys, it's a function dot keys. It's not. Oh, there we have. So this is something which I wanted to do. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we need 5 as well. So 6. So I've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 4, 5. And now I'll just use this one and go back to our code. So the first thing which I want is a paragraph tag, which has got this, and then I need a form element like what we have done here, this thing, but with this one dot map. So key value, sorry, the first one is rate key, and then we are going to give this whole thing, right? The label part. Only difference is it's going to be a input type radio, and we'll be giving a value as rate. Actually, we don't need a key here. This can be rate as well. Okay, so this is again rate. If I save this, boom, I've got something like this. So if it is 2, okay, this is not supposed to be there. So if I go name, I'll just use the Q. Okay, so here I can select how much value I need to give this. Boom. So each and every question I'll be able to set the rate here. So if I use a name as Q, then value as rate for the input, and then we have got rate as the main thing for every single thing. Name alone I will be putting this way, so that clicking on any of these things will give me this star rating. Okay, so now for this one, I'm just gonna give a border rounded P1 BG light. So it's gonna show me something like this, which looks cool, right? Like button. It looks like button. And also what I can do is I can just make it a bit bigger by using flex boxes. So flex box is a good way. So deflex, and then if I just put every single thing inside this one, it's going to work as flex box. So now these are all flex boxes. Here what I want to do is I want this to be arranged in such a way that this needs to take up the full width, like equal width. So if you see in the thing, so here we have got something called as flex fill. So let's try to use the same flex fill here. And if we go here, boom, we've got React.js question for level 1. I'm just going to do two things, level 2, question 2, question 3, everything. So if I give all the numbers here, based on the changes, I'll be able to generate how much rate I've got for this candidate and stuff like that. So this is an untracked file. So each question, okay, created an individual question component. Well, let's see. Any questions? Is everything clear? Like, and finally, I'm not sure if there is any cursor thing so that I can use some cursor. Okay, there is nothing related to cursors. Okay, so cool. So we have got till this one. Now, the only thing that we need to do is we need to find out what is this value, and the value needs to be set. That's it. So let's again do the state stuff. So use state. Oops. Let's use a use state. Summary, and then we can have it as an object. Now we need to do a handler. Const handle click. So E. So the event dot target dot name is going to have the question name. Okay. So and then we also need to have the value as well. So we need to make sure we have both name and value in this, which is there. So once we are doing the on click function, we'll do the handle click. And now set summary. What I want is everything inside summary plus e dot target dot name with e dot target dot value. So this is what I want. Okay, let's see how this actually works, because after this, let's have a simple paragraph pre-tag. So pre dot empty to 3 dot border rounded PG light. Okay, and let's put JSON dot stringify. What was this again? Summary. We have come to the last. Let's see what exactly is happening. Oh no, we don't want it here. Okay, so this needs to be in the questions, all the questions. So let's move it to the questions.js. After this, let's have this one. So let's have a summary thing as well. And we don't need use state. Handle click needs to go to the previous one. So handle click, and this handle click, we'll just put it over in the stuff here. And this handle click needs to be sent to this questions. Okay. Now if I do this, it's going to show me the questions. Clicking on this, it says React.js question level 1, 0, maybe 2, 1, 4. Boom, that's done. So whatever I change it, it's going to work perfectly. So this is really a good way of doing things. So based on this, we can show this. Okay, this is what has happened, and here's the thing. So we can give this as a summary. So before that, let's see what all changes that we have given for the question. Added the handle click thing. Since this is just stuff like this, I'm just going to get rid of this one and use an implicit return. So this is going to be the question. So class name, question. Boom. Everything works. So now the same way like how we have got this one, let's use the summary as well. So summary is this. So let's create a summary. .js. So this is going to be an object, right? So we'll be using object dot keys summary dot map. Again, it will be like the question and key, or like, yeah, let's have it question and key. It's gonna do like two things. Have a paragraph with question. So we can do actually react dot fragment key equal to key. And now here we can give like something like a rate question dot question. Okay, that's it. I don't know what exactly this will be coming here. So let's see. Um, so now we need the summary thing. So inside the selected val, let's have this card along with summary. Oh, let's make the summary as this way. Okay, so I want to do React.js level 2 and level 2, Node.js level 2. So if I give like 1, 2, 3, boom. So I've got this one, but I don't have the value of this one. So this is interesting because Q is just so what exactly is there in the summary now? So summary is here. Object.keys we are giving. And this is going to be the summary of question. Okay, so now we have got rate as, oh, sorry, summary of the question. Rate as 1, 2, something like this. So boom, that's done. This is exactly what I was trying to do. And I'll be using this to copy it. So here's where this is what happened. And so I can make this into a list item and make this into a unordered list. And we can also give something like h3 summary, and then boom. Okay, I guess we are done. So this is exactly what I wanted to do. So we created a summary component and created a question. Great. And we have some issue. Assign object to a variable before doing this one. Okay. So what I will do is questions, default questions. Boom, that worked. So fixed yes length error for default export. Now if I go back to ZSH, it has so 15 commits, pushed everything. Done. So I'm not sure what happened to Yash now. Okay, Yash seems to be not there. So I'm just gonna take up this time for questions. And yes, we can break for the questions now, and we will also finish it off now. Like, yeah, I don't think there is anything else now. So I have given whatever is possible from my end. This is what I wanted to do, and we've got this. Everything has been pushed to GitHub as well, so you can have a look at the GitHub code too. All the 19 commits are pushed, and I'm happy to answer any other questions that we have got. So let me kind of like stop the screen sharing. Uh, so in the meantime, do you want to ask any questions? Okay, so I'm back. So Yash is not back yet. So let me know if there is any questions from your side, and I'm happy to answer anything. And I guess we took like 1.5 hours. Wow, and it was exactly 1.5 hours. That's cool. Okay, how was it? Your feedback matters a lot, and this is something which I did from the basics. Like, so you have learned React. Okay, Suryansh Goyal, you have learned React and made projects with it. What should I learn next? Learn Node.js. So once you have the front end, you can connect it with the back end as well. So that is a good way of understanding things, and then you can go ahead with that. Thanks, Suryansh. Thank you so much. Any other questions? And I'm going to put this right away into working, and I'll be using this for my interview preparation. Thanks a lot for being an awesome audience, and we'll be having a lot of other things. So don't forget to subscribe. And next week we have like 2 more webinars which are extremely good. Something related to React games. So who's ready for it? Creating games using React.js. So technically we'll be using some puzzles and all those things, and it's going to be really nice. Don't forget the click on the hit button, hit the subscribe button and like button. Please share it with your friends, and thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and support me. And again, once again, thanks to the Zubi community for giving me this awesome chance, and thank you. The next thing will be yeah, a lot of couple of things are I have added a couple of things, so I'll be doing those things. So check out my YouTube channel. So if you click on my face down there, there will be a lot. Yash, come inside. Just trying to see if Yash is coming in. So let's wait for another few more minutes so that Yash can come in. So once he's in, try again. Santosh, thanks. What is the question again? Any other questions? Anyone else? Yash, come in. Like, we are waiting for you. Okay, so Yash has entered the room. Boom. So Yash is here. Hey Yash. Finally.
Hey, my apologies, guys. Actually, I left you all in between. Yeah, my internet connection was unstable, right? So sorry for that.
Right. No problem.
It was great. Actually, I was still connected with you on YouTube.
Yep.
And it was quite amazing, right? It was really great session. And definitely just when you planning the next 2 sessions, ping me and ping in the Zubi community. All these people, those who are here, they will join you back again for the another session. And definitely. Yeah, shout out for the Let's Hike. If you haven't registered for the Let's Hike, do it right now. Right? Even though Praveen will be there to mentor you all, you can directly meet him. You can chat with him on the Discord.
Definitely. I'll be there. Yeah.
Great.
Yes. So thanks again for this opportunity. And soon we will meet again with excellent content again. And okay, so see you all. Stay safe. And this particular workshop will give you an idea of how things work on the the main thing, like on fire, what happens in the industry. So if something like an application I need to do, and this is my task that's been given, so I'll be doing the same thing, like right the same way in the in the companies as well. So this gives you gives you all an idea of how I work as well. So this is the way I work too, and boom. So any other questions? Okay, questions in the
Cool.
chat box, and ask any questions to Yash as well in case if you have anything. Let me quickly look into
Yeah,
the
sure.
YouTube comments.
I'm just having a look at the YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah, I'm just having
Vinayak.
a eyes
With
over there.
Vinayak,
So
I'm
if you have
doing
any
another
questions, just put in here.
live session. So there will be like three sessions continuously on the last but 1 week of December. So don't forget about that. Um, okay, Suryansh is asking, can you suggest good MERN stack projects? So I have got this repository with me, which has got a lot of project ideas. So I'm just gonna put that instead. Give me a second. Yeah, Suryansh. So have a look at that one, and we've got um, what should I do after Node? So start creating applications, start joining a company, or start creating a superb application and put it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and flaunt yourself. That is something which people might like. Recruiters and other people might look at it, and you will get a job. Who knows? Even I might offer you a job. I can just select and refer you in my company. That's it. So that is possible as well. So keep doing that. Cool. Any other questions? It's actually a
Great.
long
Even
time
though
now.
I just would like to announce one thing.
Go on. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, go on.
So if you are good at the MERN stack and if you're good at the development part, so there are a lot of other companies are coming up in the Let's Stack hackathon. Those who would like to hire the developers for their full time, and as well as there are the internship opportunities. So yeah, so if you are a good in development, so just participate in the Let's Stack and show up your skills, and we will refer you to all those organizations, right? So you can get a good job, right?
There are
So
a
yeah.
lot of Winter of Code events happening as well. So don't forget to join all those things. I'm also a part of a couple of them, and we will have. I'm planning to build a complete internship plus LMS portal. So I am looking for people as well. So if you want to come join with me, that is there as well. So I'll send a I'll soon send everything through LinkedIn. So keep following me on LinkedIn, and definitely you'll be getting to know about it.
Great.
Cool. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and it was really helpful. I hope, and so meet you soon. You wanna say bye?
Great. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Bye bye. Stay safe and take care. Thank you so much, Praveen. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Bye bye. Take care.